better wait for Adam to tell me it's okay to use one of my most devastating moves.
Samus, I think you should use Ice Beam now. I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm Adam Malkovitch. Oh, hey, what's going on?
Oh, hey, we didn't see you guys there.
You used that last time.
Did I? Oh, okay.
You did, well, in the chronological order of where we are.
You keep introducing everything. I'm going to fill you in on this stuff later on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Because you have no idea what's happening right now, dude.
I really don't. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So, hey, how you doing, everyone? This is Metroid Dread.
Oh, great game.
We're breaking our formula a little bit here. I think, whatever. We can play some new games along the way.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think so.
We can revel in the nostalgia, but we can also check out some new games that we actually like. I'm going to be real with you. I hate them all.
You do.
No, I'm just... I think mostly it's just the time that I have to devote to... You know what I mean? Like, I can just pick up an old game and play it through and have a blast with it still.
You don't have to learn it.
Versus... Yeah, man.
And it's not a, 100-hour story arc like Red Dead Redemption 2.
3.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption, Assassin's Creed. I love the game, and when I had the time to devote to it, I loved playing it, but The Witcher 3 is massive.
Yeah.
Great game, but, man, it's just massive. You know what I love about this game here, while we're staying on topic?
It's pretty quick and to the point, right?
I will be, depending on how much talking to you I'll be doing, we'll be playing this game through in about 3 to 4 hours.
That's solid.
And it's nothing but nonstop fun. Besides this is the only non-skippable cutscene in the game. Everything else I'm just gonna skip because, people watching probably don't care, and I know you don't care, so I'll fill you guys in.
Just fill me in. It's
I'll just fill you in.
So it's like the notes in Resident Evil 4. Like, we're playing through that currently, and by the time this goes up, it might. Well, we'll still be playing Resident Evil 4 for sure by the time this goes up, because this is going to replace Pokemon, right?
We just got done with Pokemon Red.
We did. So get ready for that. Well, you're already going to see it by the time this
Get ready for that.
Up.
Oh wait, no, it's already up. You're already watching if you're a fan of the channel.
Yeah, which I'm glad you are.
And those 24 people love us.
Hey, they're doing all right.
Hey, we actually we had a big spike and had about 10 new subscribers this week.
We had a little surge. We had one of our shorts actually take off and really take off.
I take off my shorts.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to take off my pants and jacket.
Oh, I know that reference.
You do. We're all about movies that we grew up with and Blink-182 because we're in a cover band that plays all those tunes.
It's like we're the boomers now that we're like, oh, God, the rock from the 70s, and man, it was great.
No, I know.
And now we're like, man, remember those late 90s and early 2000s? That was the shit.
Right. Do you remember? So I specifically remember that moment where I felt old is when I heard a Dave Matthews song on, I think it was, at the time it was still K-Hits 96, so it was like classic rock hits from the, I don't even think it said like 80s, 90s, and whatever we want. That's the Arch. That's what the Arch is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, it was K-Hits, it was the subsidiary of KC95.
Right.
And it was just another form of classic rock, but not at like,
it was the more mainstream.
Yeah, they didn't
KC
play. Yeah, they didn't play
cuts.
some of the deeper cuts, and they didn't do like the Seventh Day stuff or whatever.
Even though last couple times I've listened to KC, it's like, if you really like listening to Hotel California at least 3 times a day, get ready for it.
Do you like More Than a Feeling by Boston?
Don't
worry, you're gonna hear it today.
So, a quick aside.
Yeah.
About the game. We're assiding to talk about the game.
Well, you should tell me about the game because
right.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we'll gloss over all that radio stuff. We get it. We're old.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, this is Samus Aran. Samus Aran. A-R-A-N.
It's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them. So, Samus is a bounty hunter. And this is the furthest game in the title of the story sequences in Metroid.
Okay.
So, in Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, you actually destroy the Metroids. So it's kind of weird that the franchise is called Metroid, and they're gone pretty early in the game.
Sure.
In the storyline.
Yeah.
And then in Super Metroid, at the end of Metroid 2, you find a Metroid egg. The baby hatches, and it imprints on you. It thinks that you're the mother. So Super Metroid is about the events kind of surrounding that. The antagonists of the franchise are the space pirates and Mother Brain. Wow, there's actually a fair amount of lore I'm trying to gloss over right now. But anyway, so...
That's fine.
And then Metroid Fusion happened, and Metroid Fusion was all about this parasite called the X-Parasite. And the X-Parasite was the original habitat, the original inhabitants of planet Zebes, which is, or Zebes, or Zebes nuts, I don't know. Zebes, that's the Metroid level.
I don't know.
I'm not the Super Smash Brothers level.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm familiar.
So this Parasite X, was the original inhabitant of that planet. That's the main villain of this game, by the way, if you couldn't catch on.
Oh, you just see the main villain right away.
Yeah, but then like something happens and you're not sure what happens. I guess I'm gonna let this cutscene play.
Well, I thought maybe this was a villain from like the previous.
No, this
title,
one's brand new.
But this is actually
kind of brand new.
This is the original.
Because the original like was Ridley and Mother Brain. Ridley is the boss of the space pirates. Mm-hmm. Mother Brain is a computer intelligence gone rogue that was created by the same people that gave Samus her suit and her powers, the Chozo, which are a bird-like race of beings. That guy that we saw on screen there was one of the Chozo.
Okay.
Mostly, well, we'll find out more in this game, so I won't quite go into it. You can see she looks different now, right?
Yes.
So
this looks more similar to her Fusion look.
Yes. Actually, yeah, very good. So in Metroid Fusion, Samus gets attacked by the X-Parasites.
Yeah.
And you learn that the X-Parasites were actually the Metroids were designed and created by the Chozo to be the predators of the X-Parasite. So the Chozo designed the Metroids to defeat or to eat all the X-Parasite. So in Metroid Fusion, the whole point of Fusion is the Galactic Space Federation that is typically hiring Samus to do stuff. The Galactic Space Federation people give Samus a vaccine. That has Metroid DNA in it so that she can absorb the X-Parasites that have infected her.
Okay.
So, she, in addition to having Chozo DNA from being raised by the Chozo in a young age, also has this new Metroid DNA that allows her to, that then in Metroid Fusion, allowed her to defeat the X-Parasite.
Okay.
So now, there should be no more... Oh, and the Metroid that was used to give her the vaccine was the remnants of the DNA from the baby that sacrificed itself at the end of Super Metroid.
Okay. Real quick aside.
Yes.
So the thing that was just talking that made you save, that let you save your thing or whatever, that reminded me of a visual from the original Tron. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
It's been a while.
Have you seen Tron Legacy?
Yes.
What an awesome and sadly, I actually don't think it's underrated by today's standards. It just like at the time it was released, it didn't do well enough for Disney to keep pursuing the third one.
Yeah.
Which really sucks because then we might have gotten another Daft Punk soundtrack out of it. And,
that's right. Yeah. That was a good movie.
Frickin'. I can never remember his name. The guy who played Sam in the movie was fantastic in that film. And
Kurt Russell?
No. Jeff Bridges is Flynn, but his son Sam.
That's what I said. Kurt Russell.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's such a good movie, and the visuals are so awesome. It's such just an amazing interpretation, and honestly improvement over the first one. Like the first one, like honestly is bonkers, and a lot of the story is kind of paper thin, but it still was like light years ahead of its time.
Right.
So you cannot fault it on that by any means. But anyway, there was
Pretty
an effect
sure
in there
it's
that,
what
that,
inspired the Matrix.
I mean, well,
I'm not wrong. I'm not
to
wrong.
an extent, you're not wrong.
Not wrong.
I think that kind of trope has been around for a bit, though, like in terms, like in like sci-fi writings and stuff like that. And then, like the Wachowskis will cite a lot more Eastern influence on the Matrix in terms of like they like a lot of anime, especially like Ghost in the Machine and Akira and stuff like that, in terms of the atmosphere that they were setting. But no, I think you're completely right that the idea of computers, like a computer reality, that also is kind of like symbiotic with the outside world kind of thing, for sure. Anyway, keep talking about the story. I am interested. I wanted to play that aside.
Okay, so where we left off at the end of Metroid Fusion, and this doesn't include Metroid Prime. I'm sure you've heard about the Metroid Prime sequence.
That was the GameCube one, right?
Yes,
and which was in first person too.
Yeah. And Metroid Prime is a very good game. I'm waiting for it to actually get like re-released on the Switch. They should be. They're working on Metroid Prime 4, which.
There were 3?
Yes.
I didn't know.
It was a trilogy. And
did it extend to like Wii and Wii U?
Metroid Prime 3 might have been on... No, I think it was all GameCube. I don't think Metroid Prime 3 came out on the Wii.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I don't remember.
That's pretty impressive, though.
Because I played Prime 1 and I loved it, and then I didn't play any of the other ones. So
well, it sounds like you didn't like it that much.
No, I really did. It was just like, getting it, and it did take me a long time to actually. It took me a long time to like beat Metroid Prime, but it was really good. I actually did like the first person.
Were we in? Well, I mean that was GameCube, so it would have been what, like. It would have been high school to maybe early college.
Something like that?
Oh, yeah, not even college yet.
Yeah, definitely.
So that would have been prime time for us to just goof around and play video games.
Yeah.
So you have no excuse.
No, I got zero excuse. I should have just stuck to it. So anyway, this doesn't include Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime, technically, I think, in this arc of stories takes place between Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, or between Metroid 2 and Super Metroid. I don't remember. It's something like that, though.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the mainline side-scrolling story arcs, there's Metroid 1, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, and then Metroid Fusion, Metroid Other M, which is the one that we don't talk about.
Fusion was Game Boy Advance, right?
Yes, and now this one, Metroid Dread.
I think I actually almost bought Metroid Fusion.
It was good.
Purely out of curiosity, and then I ended up buying something else. I don't remember. It's probably a game I actually didn't like.
Oh.
I wouldn't
Right.
say that.
Right.
Actually,
okay.
I feel like every...
Hey, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to end the video now. All right.
I think every Game Boy Advance game that I owned, I thoroughly enjoyed and like actually played. Like every now and then I would get like kind of a stinker game that I still beat, but I never like revisited it.
Yeah.
On some of my older consoles like Saturn and PS1, shit like that.
Oh, I need to run.
But
and shoot this.
Yeah, Game Boy Advance was a great console.
Oh yeah.
And that was honestly like the perfect handheld.
It was pretty advanced for its time.
But yeah, whatever.
So where we left off, trying to get back on the track here. All right.
I know, dude. I'm like
Metroid,
a runaway train never coming back.
Oh, see that guy in the background? He's moving. Look at
Oh,
that. He was
shit.
invisible. Did you see that? Yeah, I know you saw it.
Hey, he's like Kel Mitchell in Mystery Men.
He's only invisible if you're not looking at him. That was William H. Macy was the shoveler.
Ah, dude, great film.
Great film. Great film. I need to watch Mystery Men again.
Captain Furious, Ben Stiller. Janine Garofalo is the bowler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. At the end of Fusion, where we left off, at the end of Fusion, no more Metroid in the galaxy.
Okay.
No more X-Parasite in the galaxy. So where we start from this one is someone sends the Galactic Federation a picture of an X-Parasite. a video of an ex-parasite. So they send these robots, the EMMI, to investigate, and then all of a sudden they went offline, and then the message came into Samus, and your computer on your ship is like, yeah, but the bounty on this mission is like, doesn't make sense for the risk involved, so I don't think you should take it. And then Samus just pulls a 180, she says, no, fuck it, I'm going. And now you're here.
Okay.
So then you're here, you get attacked by that weird bird thing, and then now you wake up and you have no more powers. So kind of like the trope, I'm going to go over here to this menu here. The trope of all Metroid games is you finish a Metroid game uber leveled up.
Sure.
So you have all these missiles, all these different beams that you shoot. You've got a grapple beam. You've usually, like at the end of, really they started this in Metroid 1. The first Metroid, you get various different beams, different missiles, bombs, the morph ball thing.
Yeah.
And then space jump and spin attack, or screw attack, I guess it should be called, spin attack. I'm still on Zelda. Screw attack. And that makes you basically OPAF. You can jump infinitely, and then you can blast your way through anything. It's like the superstar in Mario, but all the time. For the most part. But then, like, the next game comes out, and something happens to Samus, she loses all her powers. And then that game, so there's a formula here. So you can see...
Sure.
I've got nothing. I've got just a power beam, a basic missile, and the power suit. And now I look for other things to do.
So, really and truly, it's very similar to Mega Man in the respect of, and maybe it's not per boss kind of thing, but like, how in Mega Man, like every time you beat a boss, you get a new power.
Yeah.
And then you can use that for the rest of the game.
I actually never really played Mega Man.
Well,
more of your thing.
We're gonna do that. We'll play Mega Man next,
You know
and that will be another fun little one-off night that we can just like I can breeze through X4 in like 2 hours.
So this Emmy robot is searching for me, and if I get caught, this happens. And if I try to counter it, I did. I countered it. Good. Nice. I didn't want to like die on this one because then I'd feel like failure. But yeah, so the counter thing is new in this game.
Okay.
So she hasn't been able to like do a melee counter, but you can now, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so Mega Man.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, so Mega Man is kind of a similar trope where each game it starts you off with you're at 0, right?
Yeah.
You have your X Buster. Well, in X it's called the X Buster. In Mega Man, I think it's just called the Power Buster or whatever. But
listen here, Buster.
Same thing. Like it's an arm cannon gun thing.
Yeah.
In Mega Man, it's a little different. Well, depending on which one it is. I think in the original Mega Man, I think in like Mega Man 1 and 2, I can't remember where it first started, where you can actually charge up your Buster.
Oh, well, that's a thing that happens in this game.
Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, you can either, originally it's just, little
so that's the melee.
Quote Ego Raptor's famous video about Mega Man X being the best game ever. You start off with lemons, and then you can get the green blasty and then the big old blasty. But yeah, so you, like every game you start at 0. You're there and you have no power ups. You just have your Buster, and then you jump and shoot. And as you progress throughout the game, you get these boss power ups.
Oh, I can't go there yet.
And you get new weapons. But then for whatever reason, inexplicably, at the end of that game and then into the sequel, you start at 0 again.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Metroid at least kind of explains it. Why she's back at 0 every game? Or is it still just kind of like a...
In the newer ones, so... Okay, here's one reason why no one really talks about Metroid M. Because even before all of this woke shit's going on now, Samus was...
I love when you fucking dive into this. Everything's so woke nowadays.
No, it doesn't happen often on the channel. I try to refrain. I try to, but Okay, so even before all the like, let's have a strong female character that meets no challenges whatsoever. Like, Samus is the original video game female badass.
Samus, well, because there's actually a lot of this stuff. So like Ridley, like I'm pretty sure that's because of Alien, the Alien franchise.
Exactly, yeah, and that's actually why they named Ridley the space pirate pterodactyl thing. Ridley, based off of that, and yeah, like the whole concept of
Ridley's such a badass.
Yeah,
like there's absolutely strong, and even Princess Leia is like a badass female character.
Right.
We don't have to preach to the choir here. Like people know this.
People know this. People know
for sure.
This. But unlike today, it's not like forced. I'm just saying.
No.
Rey, whatever faces, worst female hero ever. Meets no challenges. Just apparently can do anything. She just sets her mind because she's Rey and she can, and you should accept that. And if you don't, you're a sick fucking misogynist.
I think
fuck you.
All right, sidebar. I think the biggest problem with that whole thing is truly the fact that yes, she kind of progresses throughout the movies with no true hurdles, but also the fact that what's his name, Finn?
Yeah.
The stormtrooper who very, very like obviously is hinted at in that first movie that he is force sensitive.
Wasn't he supposed to be the force that was awakened?
Yes, he was supposed to be like an awesome badass Jedi, like a soldier for the Empire or whatever, the New Order turned Jedi.
It's the same thing.
Like super badass.
First Order, New Order, New World Order. Wait,
yeah, right.
No, you're not allowed to talk to that. Talk about that. You don't say those things.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like it's truly crazy, and so much of that, so much of the new sequels were rewritten because of fan backlash, and it's truly astonishing to me. But this is not a film critique channel,
despite what you might believe.
Great film. Dude, you got the charge beam.
Dude, I got it. I'm charging up now. I'm charging my beam.
He's charging.
So, okay. We got off topic.
Of course we did. Hey, what's new?
Yeah, right? So now I got the charge beam.
Hell yeah, that looks good.
So, like, that was sort of the big, shock sort of thing at the end of Metroid 1. You finish the game, and if you finish the game well, Samus takes off her helmet, and you're like, oh, it's a girl. And then everyone, like, from that point on was like, oh, Samus is, like, the most badass girl in all of video games right now.
Yeah.
And she was, like, super badass in Metroid 2, Super Metroid, which is a great game. We are going to play Super Metroid on the channel, but I decided not to yet and do Dread because, one, Dread is awesome, and like Hansel, it's so hot right now, and I want the views. That's why we're doing it.
Well, yeah. I feel you.
But anyway,
that's cool.
So super badass in Super Metroid. And then Fusion, also badass. And then Metroid M came out, and Metroid M was trying to give like more backstory to Samus and the Galactic Federation and things. So unlike her getting attacked and overcoming those trials in a lot of the beginnings of the game, I don't think Super Metroid actually explained anything about. You're just like, yeah, all that stuff you got in Metroid 1 and 2, you just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So you just gonna have to accept that.
Okay.
But then Fusion, like, you get attacked by X Parasite, and we have to like give you this vaccine made from Metroids, and now your suit is infected by X parasites, and the suit is the main antagonist of the game. So now you have this new suit, the Fusion suit, which is why like she has the Metroid Fusion look about her right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going the right way.
Is this a save point?
Yeah.
You should go back.
Is it that time?
We are at time. I think this would be a good. We should have a little break point here.
Okay. Well, let me finish my thought.
Finish your thought.
Let me finish my thought. We're saved.
That's fine.
We do the circle thing. Okay. So Metroid M comes along, and now you're like you're hired by the Galactic Federation to investigate this thing called the Bottle Ship. And in the Bottle Ship, the Galactic Federation is already there under the command of Adam Malkovitch. And Adam Malkovitch was like the commander of Samus from way back when. before she like got all Chozo stuff, or I don't know. It's I think she was raised by Chozo, but then I don't know, something with the power suit. It's cloudy to say the least. So anyway, she was like a part of the Galactic Federation in her teens and earlier years, under the command of Adam Malkovitch. Then he's back and he's got his crew with her, or with him. And then instead of like Samus being, badass and overcoming like the bad hand that she was dealt from what on whatever adventure, and repowering up and getting all this stuff, you start out like already fully powered up, but you have to progress through the game to have Adam Malkovich, the commander, be like, hey, you know what might be a good idea here? Your ice beam. Why don't you activate that? And Samus is like, cool, I guess, I could have had ice beam whenever this whole time, but now I have to wait for Adam Malkovich's approval to use this. Power bomb. Wow, that would have been super handy in, I don't know, boss fight number 1. Better wait for Adam to tell me it's okay to use one of my most devastating moves.
Samus, I think you should use ice beam now. I'm better. I'm stronger. I'm Adam Malkovich.
Yes. Yes. So, because of that, they took like all the badass independence, bounty hunter stuff out of it, and then it was like, this isn't the Samus I signed up for.
I feel that.
That with odd gameplay of using the Wiimote without like the nunchuck or anything, that you just use the Wiimote in like Nintendo mode, so you had the 1 and the 2 buttons and the D-pad, and then when you wanted to fire a missile, you would turn it to like like a point and click like the other, and then you would fire missiles, and that was in first person. Then you would take it back horizontal, and you'd be in like side scroller, but it was also 3D, so there was a lot of stuff going on. So what they did with Metroid Dread, which is awesome, they just recreated Super Metroid, which I'm totally a fan of because I love Super Metroid. They went back to that formula. Side-scrolling, select the missiles and the other thing. They utilize the controller really well, so you've got a lot of options right at your fingertips, unlike in Super Metroid where you have to press the select button to get to the thing that you wanted to select, like missiles or super missiles or stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was cumbersome.
So that's a little bit like Mega Man. We'll talk about that on the next episode, but yeah.
Because we're probably at that time.
We're about that time. So thank you again. Join us on the next episode where we find out who would win, one exposition guy or one fusion boy.
Fusion girl.
Okay.
Woman.
Fusion girl boy. It's got to fit the formula, damn it.
It does. It's
got to fit the formula.
It's got to fit the formula. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you.